Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. When I was a young man, just got saved, I'll never forget sitting in this little country church and this preacher screaming with the veins popping out of the side of his neck and this one vein that came across his forehead popping out. You thought he was about to have a stroke. Screaming at everybody. The eyes of God move to and fro throughout the whole earth. God is watching you. Oh, and it scared me to pieces. It wasn't until a few years later, reading my Bible, I came across the rest of that verse. Yes, the eyes of God move to and fro throughout the whole earth to strongly support him whose heart is fully his. I don't need to be afraid of God watching me. He's watching me to fully support me. He's watching me to help me. He's not watching me to hurt me. He's not watching me to condemn me. He's watching me to help me. Now listen to what the psalmist says in Psalms chapter 33, beginning with verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people he chose for his inheritance from the heaven. The Lord looks down and sees all mankind. Do you realize that right now, God is sitting on his throne in heaven watching every human being on this earth? Every human being. Every pickpocket, every thief, every adulterer. He's watching what everybody's doing right now. He's watching. From his dwelling place, he watches all who live on the earth. He who forms the heart of all, who considers everything they do. God is watching you, and God is considering all that you are doing. Make sure you do good things, because then he's sitting there planning all the great harvest that's going to flow to your life as you reap what you sow, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. God is considering the motives that you're doing things with. God is considering the fruit of your actions and the fruit of your words. God is not just passively watching. And this is the truth I want you to see. God is not a passive observer. It's like Lea Salong, and you know, please, she's a famous person, and no criticism of her. But I remember back in the 80s, she sang, God is watching us from a distance. And I used to hate that song. He is not a passive watcher. Your heavenly Father is a very active watcher. He's watching and thinking about every single thing you do. And his mercy is new every morning.